Y'all, so today I had a session with my therapist, and she kept saying something, and it kind of triggered me just a little bit because I was like, she kept saying, because people with anxiety, people that are anxious, people, whatever, whatever. I got no earrings. But the point is, I was like, ooh, sis is a little off because I don't know really who she talking about. Like, maybe she got me confused with one of her other patients. Maybe today was just a long day. So I'm like, I'm listening, but I keep like, when she start making up those statements, like, because people that are anxious, they often, da da da. I'm like, that ain't me. Y'all. So in my mind, anxiety looked like panic attacks. It looked like, hands shaking, like almost like visible signs. And I never actually went deeper. So I did some research, ChatGPT, just a little bit. But I did some research on kind of overlooked signs of anxiety and how they show up specifically in high functioning women. Flabbergasted. Okay, like legit. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all. So y'all gonna be sitting in this with me. Okay, like I ain't dealing with this by myself. So number one is overfunctioning instead of breaking down. Like you're always the strong one, taking on more than you need to, fixing problems before anyone asks. You know anybody like that? Number two, people pleasing that feels like responsibility. Saying yes before checking your capacity, rewriting emails, over explaining yourself, feeling uncomfortable when someone is upset with you. Sounds like anybody you know. Mental overdrive, even when you're calm. You might not feel panicked. However, your brain never clocks out. It means that you're replaying conversations later. You're imagining worst case scenarios, creating backup plans for the backup plans. Okay. You're feeling like you always need to stay ahead. Productivity as a coping mechanism. I've talked about this. Cleaning, organizing, planning when stressed, starting new projects instead of sitting with discomfort, equating rest with laziness. I almost cried on this one. Feeling uneasy on days when nothing is scheduled. So you just can't chill. Subtle body signs, jaw clenching, tight shoulders and necks. That's why I always need massages. Digestive issues, fatigue, despite sleeping, always tired because you tired, right? Shallow breathing, headaches, all of that. Guilt around rest or boundaries. You might feel selfish for prioritizing yourself. You might justify why you're unavailable. Like you're telling people why you said no. You need a good reason to say no. And then you feel uneasy when you're not being productive. And then imposter syndrome, hyper preparedness, just overplaying stuff, thinking I just got lucky. This is the reason why I'm here. Constantly needing approval. Irritability instead of nervousness is another one. That means snapping quick.